Hello and welcome to Hedgewitch Hearthcraft. I am Caitlin Rhiannon. Thank you so much for joining me for this look at the week ahead. I'm going to be using tarot cards and oracle cards to get an idea of the energy for the week of November 8th to 14th, 2020, and how we can best navigate throughout or within those energies. So I'm going to be pulling 2 cards for every sign of the Western Zodiac. The first card will be from the Wildwood Tarot, and that'll give us an idea of what we're going to be dealing with for this coming week. And the second card will be from the Psychic Tarot Oracle, and that'll give us some advice on how to deal with the energy of the coming week. At the very end, I'll also be pulling a Universal Manifestation card, so if you choose to skip ahead to the cards that are pulled for your sign, make sure you also jump ahead to the very end of the video to get a little bit of that goodness in your life for this coming week. So since it is Scorpio season, let's go ahead and get started with our lovely Scorpios. Scorpio, your tarot card for the week of November 8th to 14th, 2020, is the 3 of Vessels reversed. So there's a little bit of frustration on an emotional level over this next week. There's good things happening, but for some reason, Scorpio, your heart's not in it. You're not fully connecting to the good or to the happiness, to the sense of reward that comes after the good. There's positive energy going on in your life right now, but for some reason you're not feeling it. You're not there. You're not really willing to open up to that positive energy. It's more likely that you're dwelling a little bit or focusing more on the negative, on what's going wrong, rather than what is working and what is rewarding you right now. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is the first major, awareness, and you're being asked to pay attention, to have awareness of all of the good that is going on in your life and to balance that with all of this negative stuff. You're not able to connect to the good in your life. You're not able to recognize what is going right because you are imbalanced and focusing on what's not going right. You're imbalanced. You're focusing on what's weighing you down rather than on what elevates you. So this awareness card comes in and says, pay attention to what you have control over. Pay attention to what is working so that you can continue to make it work. Sagittarius, your tarot card for the week of November 8th to 14th, 2020, is the Queen of Arrows. So you're more connected to your mental self over this next week. There is a sense of tranquility, of serenity, or of peace that comes with this connectedness. There is not a sense of your mental self taking control or becoming the dominant energy in your life. It is a balanced energy. It is an awareness of the mental self, a connection to your mental self, to your mind, to your thoughts, without letting them completely determine what you do and how you behave over this next week. There's this peace, this tranquility and serenity that comes with the connection, that comes with this balance, allows you to work with and work through your mental self rather than succumbing to your mental self. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is the 8th Water. So there is some sense of, as you are prioritizing or connecting more to your mental self, to your thoughts, to logic and things that make sense, you're disconnecting a little bit from your emotional self. Your mental self is either more of a priority or just it's working a little bit more smoothly. So you are putting away the feelings rather than letting them control you. This is part of the balancing that comes with your mental emotional self. So the advice that comes with this is to know what needs to be let go of. If you are feeling yourself distancing yourself from your emotional self and from your feelings, there's a reason for that. So if you feel the need to let go of emotional connections to people or energies or situations, listen to those feelings. Capricorn, your tarot card for the week of November 8th to 14th, 2020, is the Queen of Bows. So over this next week, you are connecting more to your inner sense of self, to what inspires you, what lights your inner fires, and what makes you feel just passionate, what makes you feel alive and want to exist in this world. There is a lot of fire energy over this next week. So also make sure that you know what to do with that fire energy. It can be very inspiring, very driving. You could find yourself over this next week just inspired and having like light bulb flashes of ideas at absolutely everything. You could also be finding yourself a little bit more reactive or sensitive, empathic to what is said and done around you. So be mindful of how you let that fire channel your behavior and how you respond to all of that excited, turbulent energy that's going on within you. If you lash out, it could create a little bit more destruction than construction. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is the 9th water card. And you're being asked to pay attention to what really matters and question, does this lead me towards my highest good? Is this leading towards actual fulfillment, or is this just making me happy in the moment? There is that risk of just being, a band-aid solution, something that goes on top, but doesn't actually solve the issue at hand, makes you feel good in the moment, this sort of instant gratification, rather than leading you towards the long-term goals. So over this next week, with all of this fire energy, with all of this passion, make sure that it is carrying you in a helpful, healthy direction of growth, rather than just giving you something that feels nice right now. Aquarius, your tarot card for the week of November 8th to 14th, 2020, is the 10 of Vessels. So you are in for a pretty good week, Aquarius. This is happiness. This is fulfillment. This is especially emotional fulfillment. You are having your needs met. You're having your wants met. You're getting what you want, getting your desires fulfilled. You're finally receiving what you have been working for, and all of these blessings are just coming to you and flowing through you. There's no need to fight for it because you've already done the work, or it's just being given to you. This isn't something that comes with a lot of worries. This isn't something that comes with debt or expectations. It is just coming to bless your life. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is the 3rd major, fertility. So the abundance continues. You're being asked to pay attention to what you want to do with this. Where do you want to direct this growth? There is huge potential for growth, for manifestation. You're getting your emotional and spiritual desires and needs met, fulfilled, and that brings this sense of joy, of happiness, and of gratitude and opportunity. So what are you going to do with this opportunity, Aquarius? This fertility card says that you can make things happen. You can shape things into happening. So what are you going to make happen for yourself? Pisces, your tarot card for the week of November 8th to 14th, 2020, is the 8 of Arrows reversed. So over this next week, some of what you have been struggling with over the last few weeks or even months, some of that is being cleared away and dealt with. And a lot of this will end up bringing a huge sense of relief and release of stress, of pressure. But there is also a sense of frustration that comes along with this, because not everything is being cleared away because of your own efforts, because of you doing the work to clear it away. Some of it is just being taken out of your hands and dealt with. And the frustration there comes with the sense of helplessness, of needing help so much because you can't take care of your own problems. Try not to let this get you down, Pisces. You can't deal with everything on your own. That's a fact. Some things need to be taken care of and just taken out of your hands. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is the 3rd eye chakra card. So you're really being asked to listen to your intuition, to pay attention to what is there beyond the surface. Tune in, connect to your 3rd eye, to your sense of seeing beyond what we see with our physical eyes. Just because something looks a certain way doesn't mean that it is that specific certain way. So when you are dealing with the stress of being free from stress, try to look at it the way that it really is. Somebody is helping you. Somebody is taking care of things. There is room for you to deal with the issues, now that there's not so much on your plate. Try to see things as they are, not necessarily how you are perceiving them in the moment. Aries, your tarot card for the week of November 8th to 14th, 2020, is the Ace of Bows. So there is some fresh inspiration coming into your life this week. There is a sense of channeling your inner fire. This is a fire card. Fire is your element, Aries, so you are in your element over this next week. And there's probably a lot more inspiration or creativity, especially creativity, just making things happen, feeling like you have the power to make things happen, appreciating the direction that life is going because you have a little bit of control over the direction that things are taking. And there's a sense of newness, of excitement, of fresh eyes, and seeing things in a way that maybe you hadn't been seeing them up until this week. The oracle card that comes along with this week for you is the throat chakra card. So you are really being asked to communicate, to not just to listen to other people, but to express your own needs. And when people are expressing them to you, listen as well so that you can meet their needs while they are meeting yours. But this isn't a one-way street. This is about communicating, and communication goes both ways. So you are being asked to express yourself. If there are needs that need to be met, you need to make sure that other people know about your needs. It's not up to them to read your mind. It's up to you to communicate your part. So while you are listening to them, make sure that you go, okay, yes, I hear you. Reflect what they say, and then say, I also need. So over this next week, with all of this passionate, inspired energy, make sure that you are still letting people know what is going on with you and letting people know what you need from them to make your life what it needs to be. Taurus, your tarot card for the week of November 8th to 14th, 2020, is the Wheel. So overall, this shows movement. This shows steady and consistent movement, just feeling like things are being driven forward a little bit. This isn't a huge success card the way that maybe the Chariot would be, but the Wheel is still about luck. It is still about fortune. It is still about being on top of the wheels of fate. You're on top of it. You're not being crushed underneath this. This is not destiny taking its toll on you. Things are working the way that they are supposed to, at the pace that they are supposed to. And over this next week, Taurus, this is all to your benefit. So if things don't feel like they are manifesting quite as fast as you want them to, try and appreciate that, because there's a reason for it. It could be that things aren't ready to be manifested quite yet. There are still steps that need to be taken. You're not ready to fully receive and appreciate what is to come. So just be grateful for the way that things are developing right now, because they are moving in your favor. The oracle card that comes along this week is the third fire card. And this brings a sense of support, of having other people in your life to help move this wheel forward, to help move you forward. So you're being guided, you're being advised to pay attention to the partnerships in your life, to the support energies that are in your life. Ask for help if you need to, but you shouldn't have to be asking for help right now. The partnership energies here, they usually see that you are, when you are in need or what you need, not necessarily that you are needy or in need of something, but they recognize what you need in the moment and they provide it without asking. They provide it without being asked, without you needing to say, I need help, because they know. They know that you can do it yourself, but maybe a leg up would just make it a little bit easier. So don't worry so much about trying to get everything done on your own. Instead, look to who can help you. Gemini, your tarot card for the week of November 8th to 14th, 2020, is the Six of Stones. So there is a little bit of concern over this next week at usury, whether you are being the one being used or if you are unknowingly or knowingly using somebody else's energy. So this warns potentially against, if it is you being used, other people, working you to the bone for their benefit. If, if you are working for somebody else and you're not getting the recognition at best, or what you are owed at worst, there's a concern of that. And on the flip side, the risk of using somebody else, if you are asking for help, so often make sure that you know that the person helping you, or the people helping you, that their needs are being met. Don't be the person taking advantage of the person doing the work. Don't take credit for somebody else's work. And like I said, if somebody is helping you, make sure that they have everything that they need as well. If somebody is going out of their way to make sure that you have what you need, to make sure that things are working for you, share that courtesy back with them and make sure that this is an equal opportunity. This is a balanced situation, not just you getting the benefit or you giving all of the work and them getting the benefit. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is the 7th air card. So there is a concern about dishonesty over this next week. You're being asked to pay attention, so it's more likely that you will be the one on the receiving end of this usury, of the one being used, because you're being asked to pay attention to fancy words, nice things that sound nice on paper, but when it comes down to it, this really isn't for your benefit. If somebody says, comes up to you with a job opportunity or asking for your help, saying, I'll pay you back, or you'll get so much better. If you invest in this, you'll get so much out of it. Listen to your gut, listen to your intuition, and think on it for a little while. Don't give them an answer right away. Make sure that you do a little bit of background checking, because something in here is intended to keep the wool over your eyes, to make it the perfect sounding scenario so that you'll just sign right up, so that they can get all the benefit and you can do all the work. Cancer, your tarot card for the week of November 8th to 14th, 2020 is balance. So there's balance coming over this next week. This is more of balancing your spiritual self with your mental self, with your emotional self, with your physical self. So yes, this is a lot of balance. It is all of yourselves coming into alignment, and any senses of imbalance, of things that haven't been working quite right, or things that have been inconsistent, they're being addressed, not necessarily cleared away or dealt with, but addressed so that they can be cleared away or dealt with. You are more connected to yourself. You're more aware of your needs, of your wants, of where you are going and where you have come from. There is appreciation of where you are grounded, as well as a sense of directing your energies towards what you want and who you want to be. You're a bit less judgmental of your emotional self and of mistakes that you have made, a bit more accepting and compassionate for the sake of your own growth. And because you're connecting more strongly with yourself, over this next week, you're able to reinforce your connections with other people a little bit more deeply. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is the 8th water card. So there is some emotional disconnect over this next week that comes with all of this balance. As you are connecting and recognizing what matters and who you are and the person that you are becoming, you are probably doing a little bit of releasing of the person that you used to be and attachments that you used to hold to the people or situations or energies in your life that are no longer relevant. So there's going to be, as you're balancing, you're also doing some of that letting go to prepare yourself for the heavier and deeper work that is to come. Leo, your tarot card for the week of November 8th to 14th, 2020 is the 6 of Bows. So over this next week, there is a sense of manifestation just blooming. You are growing, you are receiving more of the rewards for all of the work that you have done. And over this next week, there is a sense of gratitude as the abundance continues to grow, to blossom, to bloom in front of you. nothing is stopping you right now. There is a lot of movement, a lot of passion, a lot of excitement, and general appreciation for all of this goodness. You are still aware of the work that needs to be done, but over this next week, there is more a sense of the appreciation and reception of the good things, the rewards of the work, the benefits of the work that you have already done. You're doing the reaping what you have sown, rather than focusing so much on the work that still needs to be done. There is an awareness in the back of your mind. You're not just leaving that to sit to do whatever, but over this next week, it's more about the reception of the good. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is the 6th water card. So you've got 2 6s. So that usually means that there is an added element of communication or expression or connection with other people. But the 6 of water, the 6th water card in this case, you're being advised to go back into yourself, to pay attention to your feelings, and feelings that maybe no longer, that you would have thought would no longer be relevant, but somehow are finding new relevance in your life right now. Don't throw out the people in your life just because they are from your past. Maybe there's a reason why they are coming forward into your present and into your future. Virgo, your tarot card for the week of November 8th to 14th, 2020 is the 8 of Arrows. So you've got a stressful week ahead of you, Virgo. It's an uphill battle right now, and over this next week, not a lot of things are going to be going easy. Not a lot of things are going to be going your way, and it might not feel like you have a whole lot of support in facing any of these challenges, much less all of them. A lot of this feels like I said, it's an uphill battle, and it's one that you're doing for the most part on your own, either because you don't feel like you can ask for help, or because there is simply nobody who can help you up this mountain right now, Virgo. This is your fight, and there is a lot of defensive energy over this next week as well. So feeling like even if the world isn't directly against you, feeling like it's not exactly there for you. So needing to stand up for yourself and to prove yourself to the world and to your own self of your own capabilities. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is the 9th Earth card, which is a good one. You are being asked to pay attention to what is going well. Pay attention to particularly on the material level, to what is growing and what you can do. This is like, look at work, look at what you can do, look at where you have some sort of control over your life, rather than letting yourself get caught up in the mental energy, in the stress of not being able to do anything. There are things that you can do. It may not seem like much, but being able to do anything will help to take your mind off of what you can't do. And at the same time, this 9 of Earth, 9th Earth card, is about receiving good things into your life. If you can pay attention to the good things that are present in your life, not just what you can do, the good things that are just there, if you can appreciate any of that, the whole week gets a little bit easier. Libra, your tarot card for the week of November 8th to 14th, 2020, is the 10 of Bows reversed. So over this next week, there is a sense of relief, because a lot of the responsibilities that are not actually yours, a lot of obligation and a lot of just weight and pressure that has been sitting on your shoulders is being lifted. It's being cleared. It's being dropped. You are letting go of what isn't yours to carry anymore. And that brings a huge sense of freedom, of ability to move, to do what you want to do. You're able to start prioritizing what you want, rather than what has been put on top of you for so long. You're able to pay attention to what is your priority, to yourself, rather than everybody else that you have been carrying along the way. Now, some of these people, some of these energies are able to take care of their own selves, walk on their own. So you get to walk on your own too a little bit, and focus on what is best for you, for your own greatest good and highest development. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is the first major, awareness. And you're being reminded of all of the power that you have, all of the control that you have over your own life, Libra. You're freer because you are letting go of what is not yours to hold on to. And because of that, you're being reminded of the power that you have, of the magic that you have, of what you can do with your life. You have all of this potential. You have all of this capability, this skill, this power, and maybe you haven't been able to use it. Maybe you've been too busy taking care of other people, or you haven't been able to access it within yourself. But over this next week, you are being directly asked to channel that energy, to do something with it. Inspire yourself. At the end of my readings, I like to pull a card from my favorite manifestation deck, the Super Attractor. So I have got one card here for everyone who joins me for this video to give us an idea of what we should be carrying within ourselves over this next week. How we should be focusing our energy. So the card that I have got says, when I make joy a priority, brilliant ideas will come naturally, support will surround me, and movements will form. When I make joy a priority, brilliant ideas will come naturally, support will surround me, and movements will form. Now, affirmations can be a little bit personal, so make sure you let me know what this one says to you down in the comments below. To me, my interpretation of this card. When I make joy a priority, so when I prioritize joy and the things that make me happy, brilliant ideas will come naturally. Inspiration just happens. Support will surround me. The energies that I need are provided, and movements will form. Manifestation and forward motion happens. This comes down to making joy a priority. If I can focus on the good things, if I can focus on what makes me happy and what is currently making me happy and on what is working, then I have the support that I need because I'm more in tune with the supportive energy itself. I am more inspired. Brilliant ideas will come naturally. I am able to think more clearly and have brighter, more positive thought patterns rather than dwelling on what isn't working. And movements will form. I will be guided forward. I will be brought forward. If I can focus on what is good, what is working, it will just perpetuate good working energy. But please do let me know what this one says to you down in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me for this look at the week ahead. I hope that the readings in this video have been resonant and that they can provide just a sort of helpful, relevant compass to offer guidance, clarity, insight, whatever you need to get you through the week. Please like the video if it sang to your soul and if it resonated with you. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the cards that were pulled for your sign and what you thought of the Super Attractor card at the very end. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I post weekly videos like this and monthly forecasts as well. And I'll make sure to put a link to my Facebook page, Hedgewitch Hearthcraft, down in the description below. If you follow me over there on Facebook or on Instagram at Caitlin Rhiannon, I post a daily card just to give us an idea of how to work towards our own greatest good every day. And that is the best way to get in touch with me if you ever want to book a reading of your own. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me for this reading. Thank you for letting me read for you. I hope you have a fantastic week, and blessed be.